Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with my co-host, James Mason. Good morning, James. How are we doing today?
Todd, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing very well. So today's a special day for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Today is the last day that they'll probably be employed.
It just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yep. Happy 420. So
happy 420. I was going to see if I can find a fun picture for everyone. Here we go.
Yeah, somebody losing their job and someone going to jail.
Yep.
Hopefully it ain't me.
It won't be me either. Won't be me either. There you go. A little background for you guys. So to me, it's an interesting day because Elon Musk has not been shy about his use of marijuana, and he likes a little prankster hijinks. He likes a little media attention, and today is Tesla earnings day. So I'm curious what little trick he's got or things got. He might have something fun planned today. It'll be interesting to see if it does come through.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all know that Elon Musk is a troll king, and when it comes to earnings and Tesla, this is why I don't trade earnings. I don't trade earnings, period. And much less Tesla, because man, I can't tell you how many times that I would like look at Tesla's earnings and be like, or before the earnings were released, but look at the chart and be like, oh, earnings are coming up. This is probably gonna drop. And I'd be wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. Now I can say that every time I've shorted Tesla, I've been correct. But I don't trade through earnings because, one, you don't know what's coming with earnings. Two, you really don't know what's coming with earnings with Elon Musk. So let me just share a chart. We'll go over it. All right. Here is Tesla, ticker TSLA on the daily chart. I have these Bollinger Bands up, and here we are currently sitting. So a lot of times with this setup right here, and disregard the earnings for a moment here, but just with the setup in general, when we have a strong push up, a lot of times when it finally decides to pull back, it usually tests this middle Bollinger Band line and kind of hangs out right there and makes one more little push up before it decides to roll over in the future. Now, we obviously know that you can't speak about the stock market in absolutes, but technically speaking, like here's a good example. See this middle Bollinger Band line, how the direction is still pointing up, but like it pulls back hard right here, consolidates, and does one more little bounce. That is what I'm kind of expecting here. So now with that being said, we have earnings here. This thing, and I hate to even talk about any trade like this. This is why I don't trade this stuff, but this could literally go up to 12.55 or go down to 8.80. I mean, that's, in my opinion, that's what Tesla's going to do. It's flipping a coin. That's why I don't trade earnings anyways.
Do you remember the time that Tesla took 100-point drop right at the bell?
Yeah, the day I traded it?
Well, no, you did trade it. So it took 100-point drop at the bell, and after hours, you called me and you go, I did something today. Like you're whispering to me. I'm like, what'd you do? You're like,
yeah,
I took shares of Tesla. And I went, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to hold them overnight and see what happens. And you ended up making like 10 grand on that trade. It was a pretty good trade.
No, I made a lot more than that. So I took 100 shares of Tesla short. And man, I wish I could remember the date it happened, but I'd have to dig through I can't even remember which account I did it in.
TradeNet.
Oh yeah, that's why I did it. So that's okay. That makes sense then. That's why I was pretty ballsy on that one because I smoked TradeNet in their accounts. To me, it was easy making money with that shit.
Well, yeah, that's why they shut the U.S. operations down, and that's why they pimped you and didn't pay you out.
Yeah, I didn't get paid. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one. That very last month, man, got jacked. But yeah, I remember I took 100 shares short, but like when I took 100 shares short, after hours, it started going against me, and I was like 8 or 10 grand in the hole, and I was just stressing. And then it was like 30 minutes later, I was like 40 grand in the green, and I just couldn't believe it. Like the next morning, woke up and I sold that shit. And as soon as I sold it, man, it was probably about 20 minutes later, that thing had recovered all of its losses.
Well, and what people understand is these trading accounts, because we were trading CFDs or CFDs, it was only open between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. So you couldn't do anything in the after hours
or pre-market.
So you had to it was sitting there, you're watching your profits bounce around. So
it's at the risk of blowing up the $600,000 account and everything else.
How about Ticker or Netflix yesterday? They had earnings yesterday. They got crushed big time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney, Warner Brothers, Roku, they all took a sympathy hit with them to their bad news. So
they shouldn't have been messing with Dave Chappelle.
That's
just saying.
I know one of our members sent me a message. I won't mention his name, but he bought a couple puts at the.
I saw that
$280, and he freaking crushed it. So he's now running. Good morning, Curtis. He's there. He's now running a earnings, how to trade earnings show now.
I know. Curtis's subscription fees are going to be going up. All that money he's making. Now that wasn't alert. That was just straight up Curtis, man. He crushed that thing. He's been doing that lately. Like me, shoot. If I jump in that bad boy, it's going to do the opposite. That's why I don't trade earnings. Like you can ask Ryan Stahl. I think honestly, if I select which way a trade will go for earnings, I think historically I have like a 90% rate of failure for predicting that.
Wow.
That's why I don't trade earnings at all. Like I cannot predict earnings. Like I can't tell you how many times when I have traded earnings years ago, especially Apple was my most notorious one, but like Jeffrey Smith was around and I told him, like I was already up like 3,800 on this one trade and I told him I was going to double down. And I ended up tripling down on that shit. Next morning, after hours, all the guidance and everything was correct. It only made sense with all the China stuff that was going on and, Trump at the time in office. And it bounced. And I had to eat like an $18,000 loss on that one. All the guidance was exactly what I thought it would be. The earnings were a complete miss. And it went bullish. I think that's why I don't trade earnings. So, yeah, if you guys ever want some earnings plays, ask me and just do the opposite. That's what it's
kind of funny because I know people in the business do exactly that. They follow people just to play their opposite plays.
I remember when people tried to do that with me in the TTBB algos, and then they started emailing me bitching saying they lost money. I was like, how'd you lose money? They're like, well, I did the opposite. I'm like, well, this ain't financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. You can only use these tools the way it's, you determined to use it, even though I explain how to best use it.
There was like a 3-month window there where about a dozen people were literally announcing they were going opposite of the alerts, the TTB algo alerts, and
losing their asses off and then bitching about it.
Yeah. So just I'll fast forward to the end of the story. They're no longer with us. They couldn't believe that the algo alerts were that successful. So they went opposite and they destroyed their own accounts
and then blamed us for it.
Yeah, they got mad about it. So
yeah, well, hey, can't fix stupid. But I mean, I'm not defending them, but in their defense, almost everything else out there, you can do that shit and be successful and pull it off. I'm just saying. I mean, but anyways, kind of jumped off track. I just had some good news come through. About to get real. Coinbase NFTs are now open. going to take a moment of silence right there.
All right.
Just, I don't feel like talking about in-depth shit, but aggravating shit on our end. But now we can move on to the next phase of development. Man, I'm just so happy. I just got that email. All right, cool. And what was I even thinking?
Want to hit the comments?
Yeah, let's hit the comments.
Yeah. The reason we're chatting about Elon Musk and 420 and this other stuff. There's not a whole lot going on in the market. Couple small tickers. Alana's asking about ticker CRXT.
All right.
It's on my scanner. It's up 19% right now.
Want to take a quick look at it?
Yeah, take a quick peek at it.
Hold on a second.
Don't think it's in play for me yet.
Let me pull up some data real quick. Shoot, son. I don't even know what the news is, but their share structure of 24 million shares with a float of 1.2 million. We'll just round up. I like that. Not too much for short interest, but it's not a short squeeze anyways. But I like that share structure. But mostly what I like here is this entire setup on the daily chart. We can see how, let me take these Bollinger Bands off. We can see how, hold on a second. Yeah, it IPO'd back here, I assume. I assume that's IPO. I don't know if it's a merger or whatever. But anyways, wasn't doing crap here. And then I guess when it IPO'd, it shut up, got crushed, which is pretty standard. And it's been consolidating here. So I like this. Let me throw up something real quick.
It's presenting their new data for its product called Gentenzo on April 23rd. So typically on these bio plays, I'm looking to sell. I'm not in this ticker. I'm looking to sell if I'm in it on the run up, not waiting for the news. There's been too many times, even when the good news comes out, the ticker takes a dump because everyone's waiting for the news and trying to capitalize on it. And there's a big exodus. So it takes a flush. So usually on these bios, if you get a good price, you want to exit on the run up.
Yeah. Don't try to swing for the fences. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but like,
that's how I play it.
Yeah, we try not to swing for the fences. So just from giving this chart a quick look, we do see this strong resistance around 380, but I mean, we've been consolidating down here for so long now that with this consolidation and that low share structure, that any serious catalyst could really like push this up over that and really set this going. A lot of times when you have and this is just from what I've watched in the past, a lot of times when you had something that like IPO like this and then just got hammered out the gates and consolidated after a while, a lot of times it usually kind of goes up and starts to test where it IPO'd at. So that's how I come up with a lot of my trade ideas if I find something like this. So for this one, I mean, if I was going to trade this, and I actually might, I don't know about today, but because I have so many other things going on right now. But me personally, I'm going to wait for the break above 212. And put in alert around 197 just so I can get eyes on. But I'm going to wait for it to break above 212 before deciding to make an entry. I mean, we can see that it tested this 86 EMA the first time, got rejected. And a lot of times when it tests that 86 EMA the second time, it's usually when it starts to break through. So that's what I'm going to try to go for on this first run, especially if they release like a catalyst. If this would break above 212, I will be trigger happy around 380. And if this works out, as planned, like let's just say we had a strong momentum, it was running up, was running past 380, I'd probably sell off a decent amount at 380 and then just let the other ride. Because if it got up to about 727 in there, I mean, that's pretty overextended. That would just, for me, that would just be icing on the cake. So my trading plan on this is to wait for 212 to break above 212. If that momentum stays up, sell probably half, maybe a little bit more around 380, and then just see what the rest can do. So
all right, there you go.
That's actually a good call out right there. That's ticker CRXT.
Thank you, Alana, for sharing that with us.
Let's see, Peter, let me marquee this. Will you please post a tutorial on what we will need to do to get our NFTs? Yes, sir, I will. We still have a lot of development to do, especially on that side, like because we couldn't like move forward with the Coinbase development since they didn't release any documentation or anything. We kind of had to just postpone that. So we'll have to get in there, develop it, figure it out, and then I'll release those tutorials for everyone. All right, let's see what everyone else is saying. You think Coinbase planning to release this on 420 for a certain reason? Shit, I wish POAI needs to release some shit then.
Yeah,
damn.
Let's send them a gift baggie.
Exactly. Let's see.
I think Steven lives in the Minnesota area. We can ask him to drive over to their office and drop off a gift box.
I don't want to talk about it. It's going to piss me off. All right. So Billy, taking a quick look at ticker ATER.
ATER has been running the last 3-4 days.
Yeah, it's almost filled that gap back here in that early August 2021 range. Oh, appreciate that, Todd. All right, so we pretty much filled that gap already right there. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me look at the share structure.
While he's looking at the share structure, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, helping us build the algos for getting this message out.
All right, so that's 62 million outstanding shares. So not too bad. I don't really know what they got going on news-wise, but if this thing could, let's see, hold on a second. Okay, so we've been having some decent volume. Yesterday's volume was almost 98 million, and its 10-day average is 71 million. So that's good. We have the volume there. For me, since I'm not like in this trade at all, if I was thinking about getting in it, which I personally feel like I missed my entry here. So with that being said, like this wouldn't be of interest for me right now, but where it could get interesting at is if it breaks above 801. If it breaks above 801, depending on what they got going on catalyst wise, we could get that momentum up to around 12 before we really start to see some heavy resistance. I mean, you can see it with that line going through. A lot of selling around 12 as soon as it breaks down. So I don't really want to call this one with the target price of 12 just because we are already getting resistance around 8, but jumping in it right now, and I could be saying this because I don't know what they got going on, but in my opinion, just looking out at the chart, like jumping in this right now for me would be a little risky. It's not really my style, and yeah, for me it's a no-go. But yeah, for people who are already in it, just know that the gap would be filled around 801, and then you're gonna have that resistance right there. And then if it holds up, you have stiff resistance around 12. So that's ticker ATER. So Todd,
we're under 7 minutes to the start of the market.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap it up there. I got a lot of good stuff I can do today now. So, Todd, do you have anything else?
No, be smart, be careful, protect your capital, and have a good day trading.
All right, everybody. Remember, trade safe, trade smart, and we'll catch you all in the next one.